Please switch off your mobile phone or put in the silent mode. Please do not take any photos. We are taking photos. If you need, we will share with you. The academic procession is entering the auditorium. I request all of you to stand up and remain standing until the procession reaches the dais and the invocation is rendered. Please remain standing till the procession reaches the dais and the invocation is rendered.
हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना, भेदभाव अपने दिल से साफ कर सके, दोस्तों से भूल हो तो माफ कर सके, झूठ से बचे रहे, सच करम भरे, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना।
I declare the convocation open.
Respected Chief Guest, Sri Chris Gopalakrishnan, our beloved Chairman, Sri Ramesh Venkateshwaran, members of the Board of Governors of IIT Palakkad, members of the IIT Palakkad Senate, members of the Advisory Council of IIT Palakkad, graduates, students, faculty, staff of IIT Palakkad, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to Convocation 2022 of IIT Palakkad. The Indian Institute of Technology Palakkad began its journey in 2015 with 120 students on the rented premises of Ahalya Integrated Campus. Since early 2019, we have been operating out of two campuses, Ahalya campus and the Transit campus here in Nela. This is being part of the permanent campus. Our motto, nurturing minds for a better world, remains the hallmark of our approach and is not restricted to just those spending extended time on our premises, but inspires our outreach efforts and myriad partnerships as well. As we mark an end to this academic year 21-22, the 7th year since our inception, I am delighted to present a few key points from the Director's report. The report in its full entirety is included in the brochure. The report summarizes the milestones achieved, new roads traversed, and events held at the Institute, and our continued energetic engagement with academic, research, outreach, and extracurricular activities. IIT Palakkad today, in addition to the foundational BTech programs in 4 streams, offers master's programs in engineering, technology, and science, and doctoral programs in all engineering and science streams besides the humanities. The institute also offers a few postdoctoral fellowships and is about 1,200 students strong today. I'm happy to inform you that 6 PhD scholars of our institute were selected for the prestigious Prime Minister's Research Fellowship in the May and December 2021 cycles. The major achievement of the institute during this year, apart from other things, also include the new UG regulations and curricula, which will be applicable from the academic year 22-23 under the choice-based credit system, and with the total number of credits now reduced to 144. We are starting a new BTech program in data science and engineering in this coming academic year. And we also completed an external peer review process of all our academic programs. And we also had spent extensive amount of time in the preparation of a vision document for the institute. The vision document of our institute lists the purpose, core values, and the envisioned future of the institute, and this was penned down emphasizing our intent on nurturing mind for a better world. Ensuring diversity and being inclusive is the integral part of our core values, and this extends to all our efforts here, including all selection of students, faculty, etc., staff, etc. We have completed a special drive to increase the number of faculty coming from all sections, all underrepresented sections or underrepresented sections, and strong emphasis have been placed in increasing the number of students from weaker sections in our research programs. And I'm also happy to say that 23% of our faculty are women, which is the highest among all IITs. As a young institute, infrastructure development is a top priority here and is on course. The phase 1A of our campus, when completed, will cater to the needs of 1,200 students. The total built-up area, with a total built-up area of around 1.15 lakh square meters. The hostels, dining block, and classroom complexes are expected to be ready for occupation by the 31st August 2022. 2 department buildings with research labs and offices are scheduled to be ready by December 2022, and the phase 1A in its entirety is expected to be ready by March 2023. As part of our focus on nurturing the innovative spirit of the students, the C-Square Innovation Lab has been allocated a new large and bright space on the Nila campus. This facility adds new capabilities to the Innovation Center that's already functional from the Ahilya campus. The Innovation Center now has facilities to enable working with thermocol, plastic, wood, and metal. Our faculty and students have been actively involved in research and development. A total of 92 sponsored projects and 19 consultancy projects have been handled by the faculty, members of IIT Palakkad, with a total budget of amounting to 30.38 crores during the period of June 2021 to May 2022. A number of research collaboration efforts are in place, and MOUs have been signed with industry and with governments. The Technology Innovation Hub on Intelligent Collaborative System, managed by IIT Palakkad Technology iHub Foundation, aims to make India a leader in cyber-physical systems technology. IPTF has made significant headway in accomplishing its mission with its technology journey in 2021-22 by implementing 9 ongoing projects with IIT Palakkad and 1 with IIT Madras under the technology development vertical. Another milestone of IPTIF was the Urja Grand Challenge, a pre-incubation activity that aims to pave way for innovation in the national and global energy sectors. Another IPTIF milestone in 2022 was launch of iTrend centers, and 15 iTrend centers were set up throughout South India. The incubation activities under the banner of TechIn are surging ahead. Covackathon, a COVID-focused hackathon sponsored by the CSR wing of Cochin Shipyard Limited, was conducted in July 2021 and saw two of the four finalists incubating and building the prototypes. They are now in a stage of refining the prototypes and initiating final tests. A global sanitation center of excellence is set up in Tekin in February 2022 with various stakeholders such as SDFC Parivartan, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, IRM Scientific, International Association of Plumbers and Mechanical Officials, Toilet Board Coalition as a collaborative center to address the challenges of toilets, sewage treatment, and other sanitation-related issues. A wet lab has been set up, and further testing facilities are in the planning stage. The center already has a few startups, including one in the acceleration stage. They are working towards providing the nation with the sanitation solutions. A MedTech Research Center of Excellence is being established in Tekin in partnership with West Pharmaceuticals. The program of the MedTech Center will be commencing soon. On the placement side, last year we saw a very good year. A total of 211 companies were on campus in the 2021-22 placement season, with over 300 job profiles for our students. This is more than 60% increase from previous academic years. As many as 207 offers were made and 176 were accepted. About 22% of the recruitment happened in the core engineering disciplines. It is heartening to note that the pandemic did not adversely affect the placements, and we hope the trend continues in the coming placement season too. The average domestic CTC offered to the batch of 2022 was 13.59 lakhs, and the highest total package was rupees 1.2 crores. 8 international offers were made in all. A good number of graduates are going to pursue higher studies as well in reputed institutes such as Georgia Tech, University of Birmingham, Arizona State University, Purdue University, North Carolina State University, Brown University, etc. This and the placement data stands as testimony to the aptitude and skills of our students nurtured by the institute. The year 2021-22 also saw our faculty grabbing many awards. The major awards are Dr. Sukomal De, Assistant Professor Electrical Engineering, has been awarded the IETE Srimati Ranjana Pal Memorial Award. Dr. Manas Kumar Jena, Assistant Professor Electrical Engineering, is a recipient of the Indian National Academy of Engineers Young Engineer Award. Dr. Jay Narayan CR, Assistant Professor Mathematics, received the Kerala State Young Scientist Award. And Dr. Roshita Kuniyal, Assistant Professor Chemistry, received the Swami Vivekananda Yuva Pratibha Award for Science from Kerala State Youth Welfare Board. In addition, several of our faculty members of the institute has accepted different levels in editorial boards of various journals. During the year, many colloquia was organized in the institute on a wide range of topics of interest and engagement for the institute community. And some of them include Human Origin on the Health and Disease by Dr. K. Tangaraj, Director of the Center of DNA Fingerprinting and Diagnostics, Hyderabad. Artificial Intelligence Past, Present and Future by Dr. C. Mohan, retired IBM Fellow, Silicon Valley. And Phonological and Morphophonological Asymmetries in Processing and Change by Professor Aditi Lahiri, Language and Brain Research Laboratory, University of Oxford. And Mask Unmasked, about N95, surgical mask, filtration efficiency, use and refuse by Professor Arnab Bhattacharya of TIFR, Bombay. Kadambini, the Women's Forum of the Institute, also organized a few talks virtually. A talk on legal awareness on sexual harassment of women at workplace was given by Advocate Vijaya of the State Resource Person in POSH, and a talk on claiming resources, asserting rights, women collective politics at the grassroots by Dr. K. Kalpana of IIT Madras. The year also saw a lot of outreach activities in spite of being restricted by COVID. IIT Palakkad successfully hosted the joint residential science camp for school children, students, Science Quest and Crystal from 4th to 14th of May 2022. So this was the second time the Science Quest residential camp was organized with the institute. In 2 years, we could not do this due to COVID. And this camp, Science Quest camp, is conducted in memory of late Professor M.C. Balsakumar. This workshop was held along with Crystal. Crystal is Crafting Young Scientists of Tomorrow, program by Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. Crystal is an annual event to provide customized training in science and technology from eminent institutes of India for students who are state-level winners of the National Children's Science Congress. The institute is a regional coordinator for Unnata Bharat Abhiyan and had a busy year too. The main effort of the UBA was to set up a framework for higher educational institutions to work with local self-government bodies and so as to effectively contribute to the village level development. Towards this, several meetings and workshops were organized by UBA in the regional level. And IIT Palakkad UBA cell organized a meeting with Puducherry Grama Panchayat to report on the current status of the ongoing activities and to discuss tentative action plan on waste management in Ward number 2 of Puducherry Grama Panchayat. The cell organized an expert talk on plastics through the lens of sustainability by Mr. Sopan Kumar Rai in January 2022. And also organized a community-driven mapping project for Puducherry Grama Panchayat using open mapping GIS technologies. In collaboration, this was done in collaboration with OpenStreetMap for Kerala community. The student-driven activities also was quite prominent last year. Again, even though restricted by COVID, the Technocultural Festival of IIT Palakkad, the Petrichor, conducted several virtual events during the year, including a virtual modeling contest in association with Voga Parada, a digital poster making competition on the theme of Independence Day, an online National Technology Entrepreneurship Summit, a career orientation program to give government school students an idea about the prestigious institutes in India and the various competitive exams to get into them. And these are only a sample, a small set of programs which was conducted by Petrichor team. A plethora of student clubs and a couple of student associations on campus organized several events of fun and activities for the students and contributed to the enrichment of campus life. Several inter-IIT events throughout the year also provided ample opportunities to test and prove the students' mettle. At the first ever Pan-IIT Yoga competition held at IIT Bhilai, the Institute Yoga team brought home 6 medals from the total of 8 events they participated and were overall ranked 2nd. Among the alumni activities, the alumni cell continues to bring out the e-newsletter Footprints. Academic year 21-22 also saw the rechristening and merger of alumni cell with the International Relations Office to form the International and Alumni Relations Cell. A faculty alumni meet, the annual flagship event of IIR cell, was organized with good participation from alumni. The novel idea of having a yearbook for our graduating batch emerged with the first edition of the yearbook being prepared for the class of 2021. A new initiative called UG Research Day was started to encourage the undergraduate students to take up research activities and to convey its importance. This year's IIR Cell's UG Research Awards the first prize went to Aniket Singh Rajput of Computer Science and Engineering and Arjun of Electrical Engineering. And the second prize was awarded to Gokul Nath SJ of Electrical Engineering. The international relations is an inherent aspect of IITs, and the Office of International Affairs at IIT Palakkad focused on strengthening the 2 verticals of international collaboration and international academic programs in the year 21-22. A delegation from University of Agder, Norway, visited IIT Palakkad in April 2022 to sign MOU enabling student exchange programs. The Office of the International and Alumni Relations organized the first International Students Meet in March 2022. A high-level delegation consisting of Minister of Innovation and Technology of Ethiopia visited the campus and signed an MOU to enable joint PhD programs faculty development programs, and collaborations in research, innovation, and technology development. We also celebrated our 6th Institute Day on 21st January 2022 and was held virtual mode due to the rise in COVID cases around that time. Dr. Saji Gobinath, Vice Chancellor, Digital University of Kerala, was the chief guest for the occasion. As we look back in the year, in the year 2021-22, and take stock of all our achievements, the Institute community like to express its immense gratitude to the Ministry of Education, Government of India, for the constant support extended in all matters. The support and directions from the Board of Governors and the Advisory Council was vital for our progress, and we are thankful to them for their time. I would also like to thank the friends and well-wishers of IIT Palakkad community, the continually engaged alumni, and the many collaborators and partners for their trust and confidence and for the unwavering commitment to the growth of the Institute. Dear graduates, you are at the threshold of a new phase in your life. Allow me to outline the method and morals that I hope, as an institute you represent. Carry out your responsibilities honestly, consistently, and to the best of your ability. First, to earn trust as a colleague and to be looked upon for leadership. Next, try to remain optimistic in the face of diversity and even tragedy, but never be afraid to ask for help. Look after yourself, especially your health, both physical and mental. Remain a student for life and broaden your knowledge at every chance. I repeat this. This is the biggest message which I have to give you, is that remain a student for life and broaden your knowledge at every chance. Embrace opportunities to collaborate. As we all know, together we can grow faster and better. And it helps us to grow as individuals too. Don't fear failure or change. Remember, they provide opportunities to learn resilience and adaptation. Above all, always enjoy what you do. And at the same time, as a privileged citizen, take care of your social responsibilities seriously. Congratulations and the best of luck. Jai Hind.
Mr. Krish Gopalakrishnan, my colleagues, members on the Board of Governors, parents, graduating students, of course, the IIT team, the faculty, the Senate, the staff, and all of you present here and not present here. I have great pleasure in welcoming you, Mr. Krish Gopalakrishnan, to this convocation of ours. Before that, I must first congratulate all of you. Congratulations to all of you on this wonderful day, and a great day for all of you. But it's indeed a pleasure and a privilege to have Mr. Krish Gopalakrishnan with us, because he has been a mentor and a friend to this institute from the day I think it started. But more than that, I think it's very fitting that we have a chief guest who is indeed a role model for people who study in institutes like this. He has an impressive track record and his resume, and I won't go into that, it's easily available. But why is it important for all of us sitting over here and leaving IIT Palakkad today? And I think it's relevant because he is a product of the Indian education system. He is a beneficiary of the Indian education system. And here is a person who could have gone and settled down anywhere in the world, and he would have succeeded. He would have done well, and nothing could have stopped him. But here is a person who stayed on in India, who's contributed in India substantially to build the nation, and has devoted his time both to, as a part of his commercial work and non-commercial social initiatives that he's fully involved in. So I would like you to think about this, that the presence of Mr. Krish Gopalakrishnan here is adequate evidence to each one of us of two things. One is we all have a responsibility to pay back to this country what the country has given us, pay back to the system what the system has given us. And all of us in the IIT system, we know that we are very, very heavy beneficiaries of the system that actually supports us. But secondly, more importantly or equally important, is this is a land of opportunities. And if you have the will and if you have the determination and if you have the conviction to do well and succeed, you cannot get a better example than Mr. Gopalakrishnan over here. So thank you very much for being here with us. It's indeed a great privilege for all of us. The director has given you details of the huge number of activities that we have done, and I think it's been a very satisfying year. The transitioning to post-pandemic, well, to pandemic and then the post-pandemic, and all of you have been part of that generation. You saw the pre-pandemic IIT, you saw the pandemic IIT, and you've seen a little bit of the post-pandemic. You're very lucky, not too many people would have seen that. It has demanded a lot from each one of us for learning, relearning, redoing, and so on. And I think I would like to sort of compliment the whole IIT Palakkad team for having managed this. So when I say Palakkad team, it's the faculty, the staff, and of course, most importantly, all of you who pitched in to make this happen. This is also a landmark day and a year for us because the first of our buildings has come up yesterday. Many of you would have had dinner there. It's an extremely impressive dining hall. And Mr. Gopalakrishnan and I will vouch for this, that we had nothing like this when we studied at the IITs. It's remarkable. The hostels look very tempting. And I always wonder when I see new campuses that whether you're in a holiday resort or whether you're in an institute of learning is something that I think there will be a dilemma. On the institute front, we have made our mark in many areas, as Professor Sunil has told you, and we've done a lot of work, I think in just about every area that can happen in a short period for an infant university like ours or an infant institute like ours. One of the very encouraging things which we just discussed in the Board of Governors discussion this morning was the high level of female students in this campus, the high percentage. I only hope it goes up more, and I hope all the young ladies who pass out of here will be brand ambassadors to make sure many more of you come into IIT Palakkad and raise the ratio to something even better than this. Advice is not something that your generation really need or want, or you're a generation in a hurry. You're a generation which knows a lot, far more than what we knew at your age. But even then, let me take this advantage because I'm standing over here. It is an important day for every one of you, each one of you moving out of this campus after a lot of dreams, aspirations, hopes that you had 4, 5, 6 years ago whenever you came in to do whatever course that you did. This is a transition, especially, well, for all of you actually, it's a transition to different world altogether. You go from a student to a non-student life. You go from an exam target-oriented to another kind of targets. You go from a young student monitored by somebody to an adult who has to monitor people. You go from dependence to independence, and most importantly, I think you go from taking to giving. You've been taking, you've been absorbing, you've been listening, now it's time to give. It's time to give out. And therefore, let me quickly share with you some thoughts on what I have seen as relevant in my journey in life. And I probably share, to make it as simple as possible, as uncomplicated as possible, I will give you what I think are 5 steps you can keep in mind to lead a happy and successful life. I call it my GPS. I call it my roadmap, which has helped me. And these are my 5 I's. So let me just quickly share with you. The first thing I believe which is very important for each one of us is what I call integrity. And integrity is not about honesty. It's about knowing who you are. It's about understanding what are my characteristics, what are my core capabilities, my weaknesses, my strengths. I'm not even talking about honesty substantially because that is what integrity means, but basically understanding yourself, because in the journey as you move along, it's like a road, it's like a journey on a road. And if you look at an Indian road, typically, and if you don't have a Google map, typically you will reach a lot of crossroads in life. And the crossroads are not marked as to which way to go. You have to choose a path. You will choose forks, there will be crossroads, and there's nobody to tell you which is the right road, because it all depends on you. And at that time, if you know yourself, if you know who you are, if you know what you stand for, we will be put into a lot of dilemmas, conflicts, difficult situations. And if we don't get clarity on this, then it results in stress, it results in dissatisfaction, it results in unhappiness. So for me, the first I is think about who you are, what you stand for, so that it'll help you navigate your journey through the next 40, 50 years of your life. My second I is very important for your generation, especially because you're the social media generation, you're the very highly connected generation, and a generation with a lot of opportunities. But I think one thing you can keep in mind is money can never buy you happiness. Money can buy you comfort, money can buy you physical satisfaction in some way. It will never buy you happiness. What can buy you happiness is people. The people around you will decide whether you're going to be happy or not. People say people don't leave companies, they leave their bosses. And it's really about that. We don't like to be with people who make us unhappy. We don't like to want people who make us unhappy. And people, if you're around people who make you happy, that adds a lot of value to your life. Now, why am I saying this to this audience? Because you're very highly connected on Facebook and Insta and Twitter and all. And that has actually disconnected you from personal relationships. Take time to make sure you spend time with your family, your friends, your colleagues, whoever it is. Personal time, quality time, and not worry about how many likes you get on Facebook and how many people have commented immediately after you put a Facebook post. Right? That's another subject in itself. But second I is interactions. Make sure that you keep time for people, and that's really going to decide the quality of your life, whether you're at home, whether you're with your friends, or in your professional life. The third I, for me, is again very, very important for this country and for what we have lost, I think, in many thousands of years, is put your heart into what you do. Don't do anything for the sake of doing it. Don't do anything because you have a deadline. Don't do anything because you have a time constraint or whatever. But put your heart and soul, whether it's a simple project or whether it's an assignment or it's a complicated project, or whether it's a job that you take. If you don't like the job, don't be there, but do not wake up unhappy and do not go to sleep unhappy every day. So that will happen if you find something of your calling. It's not all of us who know what is our calling immediately. It doesn't happen. We believe we like something, we try that something, and then you realize you don't like it. It happens. Everybody doesn't know what happens. So I talk to a lot of students and I say, what am I going to be 30 years from today? The truth is I don't know, because if you ask Mr. Gopalakrishnan, 45 years ago when you graduated and left, did you ever think that you're going to be the #1 company in the country? Did you ever think you will be a bellwether? It would have been beyond his imagination. And therefore we don't know. But what we do know about him, I'm sure, is wherever he was and wherever people like him have been, they have given it their 100%. And I say this especially in the context of this country because we have made a virtue out of a word called jugaad. And jugaad is, in my opinion, the worst thing that has happened to this country because it's all about shortcuts. Do not take shortcuts. Go the whole distance. The fourth is, again, relevant for all of you because we are living in a world which is changing by the day, not by decades, by years. And therefore, if you all think this is the end of your learning, you've got a bad news coming. Because this is just the beginning of a continuous learning that you'll need. The world is changing, and what you have learned today will probably be obsolete in the next 5 years. You will be living in a world which is completely different from the paradigm that we understand when we are living in. And therefore, if you are not open to learning, if you're not sensitive to learning, we'll just be left behind. And we are not learning just, today, earlier on, it used to be only learning to upgrade your skills. We are going to be talking about learning to reskill yourselves. Be prepared to go into different lines where you have the capabilities, talents. And the last one, all of us are extremely fortunate to be sitting in this huge auditorium and being products of an IIT. We are the privileged, very, very few in this country. And I always say that anybody who lives here and studies here and does a stint in an institute like this we have a responsibility to pay back to this country. And therefore, the fifth I is, what impact do you make in society? Not about your job. You will do well in your job. You are all professionally qualified. There is no way you cannot do well in your job. You will make your money, which is not a bad thing. Please make your money. Put your bank balances good. Own your Audis and BMWs and, do all of that. Nothing wrong in that. But having said that, we also have some responsibility to the very society that helped us get all of these, to the very system that helped us get it. And that is something I would urge all of you to be. And I hope this institute has imbibed that, and you will pass this on not just to others, but to people who haven't gone through these institutes. And as I've said earlier, and I say today, the amount of money that is spent on institutes like this by the government of India could have been given to anyone else to improve water, electricity, power, toilets, sanitation, but they gave it to us. And therefore, we have a responsibility to use it properly. So I could go on and on over here, but as I said, Impact, again, is a very good example of not just Mr. Chris Gopalakrishnan and the hundreds of people who have stayed, but every single member of your faculty sitting over here, every member of your faculty sitting over there. They're all people who would have got any assignment anywhere in the world. They chose to remain here. They chose to come back here. Some of you came back here, some of you remained here. And I think that is the significant impact and contribution that all of us can make. So this is really my quick thoughts to all of you graduating. Travel far and wide, see the world. It's absolutely necessary that you see the world. Only then will you know what is world class. We are good, we are definitely good, but we can be way, way better. And it's people like you who will come back as alumni, who will come back after seeing the world, who will tell us what we need to do, what we should be doing, and saying that this is not enough, we have a lot more to go. So see the world. But remember that this is your home. Palakkad is definitely your home. The nation is there. It's great opportunities here to build a country. And all I can say is I hope you will do well. Finally, my thanks to the Ministry of Education, who have supported us, of course, at all times. My colleagues on the Board of Governors, who have always been available to us. The Advisory Council, who have been a huge source of support to us and who continue to spend a lot of time over here. Our faculty team, who I can tell you, when I look at their resumes, I am humbled. I mean, when I look at the resumes and when you look at the kind of work that they have done and they're doing, it's some of the brightest minds that we could have. And they're young, energetic, absolutely brilliant. So we have the good fortune. Our faculty, staff, the vendors, and everybody who has helped and who's helping building this great campus of ours. And of course, the student community, all of you for having laid the foundation. And for the rest of the students, the first, second, and third years, or second and third years, for the baton that you will be taking over from the passing out batch. So all of you graduating students, 15, 20 years from now, when IIT Palakkad is number 1 to 5 on the list of institutes, you can all take pride to say that you made this happen. Thank you very much. All the best to you, and God bless you all. I would now request Dean Administration to introduce our chief guest.
Good evening, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Sri Senapati Chris Gopalakrishnan, our chief guest for the 4th convocation to this August assembly. A highly respected global business and technology thought leader, Sri Gopalakrishnan is currently chairman Axeler Ventures, an accelerator that helps startups during the early phase of the business journey. Best known to all of us as one of the co-founders of Infosys, he served as the CEO and managing director of the IT giant from 2007 to 2011, and later as vice chairman from 2011 to 2014. Sri Gopalakrishnan holds master's degrees in physics and computer science from Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, and is a fellow of the Indian National Academy of Engineers and an honorary fellow of the Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers of India. He serves on the board of governors of the Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology and is the chairman, the council, IISc Bangalore, and Chairman, Board of Governors, IIT Bangalore. He is also the Chairman of the Vision Group on Information Technology of the Government of Karnataka, Chairman of the CII Digital Council, and the Chairman of the Idihasa Research and Digital, which publishes history of the Indian IT industry. Sri Gopalakrishnan has also been in the forefront of encouraging young entrepreneurs and investing in the startup ecosystem, and has been keenly promoting research in the field of brain sciences and aging-related disorders. A recipient of several accolades during his illustrious career, Sri Gopalakrishnan was selected to Thinkers 50, an elite list of global business thinkers in 2009, and was voted the top CEO, IT services category, at the Institutional Investors inaugural ranking of Asia's top executives. He was also among the winners of the second Asian Corporate Director Recognition Awards by the Corporate Governance Asia in 2011. Elected as the President of the Confederation of Indian Industry, India's Apex Industry Chamber for 2013-2014, he was also one of the co-chairs of the World Economic Forum in Davos in January 2014. In recognition of his exemplary services to the nation, he was conferred the Padma Bhushan, the country's third highest civilian honor, in January 2011. It's our honor and privilege to have a visionary leader in Sri Gopalakrishnan gracing the occasion of our fourth convocation, and I'm sure that the graduating batch of students are eagerly looking forward to hearing his thoughts and words of wisdom. Sir, may I now request you to deliver the convocation address to the graduating batch of 2022.
Distinguished guests, Chairman, Director, members of the Board of Governors, members of the Senate, faculty, students, staff, family, friends. It's my privilege to address you on the occasion of Convocation 2022 of IIT Palakkad. Congratulations to all the graduates and your families. We have had a difficult year due to the challenges created by the pandemic, especially with education moving online or in hybrid mode. Today, you should be proud of receiving the degree certificate, since it makes all the hard work worthwhile. This should give you the confidence that you can face any challenge in the future and that you will emerge stronger. I was here at the start of the classes in the temporary campus about 8 years back. And let me compliment the team Palakkad for where you have come, and more importantly, had a brief glimpse of the new campus that's coming up. And it's wonderful to see the evolution of a new world-class institute. And this experience is unique. You know, you can go to an established institution, but you will not get this experience. You may see this as, challenge on a day-to-day basis, but when you actually look back, you have been part of a startup process, right? You had an experience of actually a startup growing. And so I think this experience is very, very important to keep in mind. Today, I want to share with you 5 things that changed. 5, again, I'm choosing the number 5 by coincidence, I hope. That changed from the time I graduated as an MTech in computer science from IIT Madras, way back in 1979, almost 43 years back. These changes are taken from my own experience, and this list will be probably different when you talk to someone else. And the first 3 are about technologies, and the next 2 are about work and business environment. The first one is, of course, close to my heart, the way computing itself has changed. I learned programming on an IBM 370 computer at IIT Madras. At that point, it was the second largest computer in Asia. It was set up in a separate floor of a building enclosed in a glass-walled room with limited access. And that computer costed about $2 million in those days. Now, Apple recently released the M2 processor. It has 20 billion transistors and can perform up to 15.8 trillion operations per second. It goes into a phone or a tablet or a personal computer. And that computer is actually a million times more powerful than the IBM 370 that I talked about, and would cost approximately 1 lakh or less. So imagine how much computing has changed from the 80s and today. This has democratized computing and now is in the palm of your hands, our hands. In the future, we will have processors embedded in almost everything that we want to measure and control, from light bulbs to water bottles to dinner plates to clothes we wear, etc. Welcome to the world of pervasive or invisible computing. Everything has computing embedded, and we can connect to, communicate with, and control every object in the world. From about 5 to 6 billion people connected on the internet, we will go to a world of 50, 60 billion things connected onto the internet. Second is how connectivity itself has changed. Now, in the early days of Infosys, that's early 1980s, we applied for a telephone to Department of Telecommunications since it was needed for the business. It took 2 years to get that telephone. Even as late as 1993, less than 5% of households in India had what is called a fixed line telephone in their homes. Today, probably most people don't even have fixed line telephones anymore. They all have mobile phones. Fast forward to today, almost everyone has a mobile phone. You can use it to make voice calls, video calls, send messages, emails, exchange pictures, buy and sell stuff on the internet, navigate using map on the phone, entertain yourself with music, video, etc. The mobile phone has become a true personal companion, more personal than your near and dear ones, an indispensable productivity tool. And India has one of the best telephone networks. We don't realize it actually. For about 300 to 400 rupees, one can get unlimited calls, unlimited messages, and 1 GB of data usage per day on the mobile network. This is one of the best and cheapest deals in the world. This has provided connectivity to at least 800 million people in India. I think people of your generation, and maybe the next generation, believes that one was born with a mobile telephone in one's hand. I think it comes as you're born, right? With ubiquitous connectivity and unlimited computing power and storage, we have empowered every individual in unprecedented ways than ever before at very affordable costs. The third is the software programming paradigm itself. I met a small group early on today and I talked about my learning programming on a Fortran language. Over time, I started using other computer languages like COBOL, C, C++, etc. All these languages are what are called procedural languages. The programming paradigm is like this. You understand the problem to be solved, then you write an algorithm to solve the problem, or algorithm is nothing but a step-by-step instruction on how to solve the problem, like a recipe. Convert the algorithm to a computer program, feed this into the computer, compile, and run the program. Now, if you know the algorithm to solve the problem, you can then write a computer program to solve the problem on a computer. So you need to at least know how to solve the problem first. There is now a new paradigm to solve problems using computers, just like how you teach children. You teach the computer on how to solve the problem using examples of inputs and outputs. The computer figures out what transformations are required to go from the input to create the output. This is machine learning. And with the newer deep learning techniques and cheap processing power available today, this is becoming the dominant programming paradigm. The technique now allows new classes of problems to be solved using computer like vision, language transition, pattern recognition, etc. Now, even though we cannot write an algorithm or create a program, for example, how do we see things, right? How can a computer see things? We can now solve these problems. With these developments, we can use the computer for higher level tasks which mimic human capabilities, what is called artificial intelligence. The next two, of course, are on the business side. When Infosys was founded in 1981, we had to bootstrap the business. We did not have much by way of savings, and hence we put the small investment required for starting by borrowing from parents and relatives. Infosys was profitable from the word go, and each year we would put the profits back into the business to grow the business. Pace of growth was slow since it was limited by our ability to invest. Today, the Indian startup ecosystem is number 3 in the world in overall terms. Indian startups have raised more than $25 billion in investment just in the last 1 year alone. We have created more than 100 unicorns, businesses that are valued more than $1 billion. I believe that if an idea is good and the market for the idea can be identified, a viable product can be created, the startup will get funded. It has become easy to start a business with risk funding rather than use own savings or family savings. See, the reason Infosys and its peers like Wipro and TCS are admired is because they created a new world-class industry, create millions of good jobs, created wealth in India, and changed the perception about India. That it is possible to create globally competitive world-class businesses out of India. And this has now inspired a new generation, and it has completely transformed the startup ecosystem, the ability to create world-class companies out of India. And lastly, about India itself. The perception about India has changed. And your chairman talked about this actually. It's seen as a fast-growing economy, a top economy in terms of the size of its GDP, with a large consumer base of 1.4 billion people, a source of educated talent that's global in its outlook, a dynamic ecosystem for innovation and entrepreneurship, a resilient society, a functioning democracy, and so on. India is innovating in multiple ways and multiple dimensions. You would have heard about UPI in the fintech space, which now carries more transactions than all other credit card networks in the world. In agriculture and in milk production, etc., we are number 1, number 2, number 3 in the world. We have become the preferred location to do R&D, global R&D, actually in India. India has recently impressed the world by administering 2 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccine, covering 80% of its eligible population. We seem to have weathered the COVID-19 pandemic better than many other large countries. Our educational system is producing world-class professionals. And some of these professionals today head the largest and the best companies in the world. I can go on, but you get the message. India is a different country than when I passed out. Or at least the perception has changed. Now, why did I talk about large changes that have taken place in the last 30, 40 years? First is because you have now the ability to change India even more in the next 30, 40 years, when you look at your professional career. Second, when there are large-scale changes, it gives opportunities for new leadership to emerge in business and in professional life. I think that's very, very important. New leadership is possible because the future is not a linear extrapolation of the past. Future is created by integrating past experiences, innovations, inventions till today, and current circumstances. Addition or removal of constraints influences the future. It is deeply influenced by leaders and entrepreneurs. And this is my message to you. It's deeply influenced by leaders and entrepreneurs. A disruptive technology or a crisis can accelerate change. We are always looking for faster, better, cheaper way to do things, using better tools and technology. This is what gives opportunity for new leadership to emerge. I would like to now share my five lessons that I've learned in the last 40 plus years. And I hope these can guide you as you embark on your professional life. First is riding the wave. I already talked about massive changes that happen and that give opportunities for new leadership to emerge. Hence, find a wave that you can ride. It could be a technology wave. These waves typically change industries. We are living in a period of intense innovation, and every industry is expected to change, and new businesses that are startups will emerge that will dominate these industries in the future. So find a fast-growing organization to work for, to join. Find a field that is emerging, that has huge potential for innovation and entrepreneurship. Second, identify an abundance solution. We are seeing several businesses that are becoming dominant businesses in the world. We see trends or disruptions that create huge opportunities. Example, again during COVID time, the vaccine development for COVID-19. In fact, the technology, mRNA technology, can change actually how diseases are cured in the future. It's a massive platform technology. In each of these cases, the common factors are how inclusive the solution is, how affordable the solution is, so that more people can benefit from this, how scalable these are by being more capital efficient, and how sustainable these solutions are from a climate change and environment perspectives. These are what I call abundant solutions, and I hope you will get involved in creating such solutions. And India is uniquely positioned because only India addresses all of these things: affordability, inclusiveness, accessibility, sustainability. Other countries don't seem to, especially developed countries don't seem to address all of these. Next point is commit effort and time. Anything great and worthwhile takes time to build. Infosys is where it is today because of efforts of large number of people over the last 41 years. A world-class athlete would have spent a lifetime dedicating to the sport and hours of practice. So please commit the effort and time required to build a world-class business or becoming a world-class professional. You need to commit time and effort. Next is competition itself. Today, competition is global, whether it's business competition or professional competition. But having said this, I believe that a better way to look at competition is to look at yourself. Commit yourself to becoming a better you every day. So commit to becoming a better you every day. Can you become more efficient in your work? Can you become a better teacher? Can you become a better father or mother? Can you become a better daughter or son? Can you become a better leader? Every day, think of this. Can you become a better you? And last but not the least, India is the best place. I believe India is the best place. See, India is yet to develop. In the last 30 years, we have gone from a $600 billion economy to a $3 trillion economy, a growth of 5 times. And many people in my generation were witness to this. We didn't fully realize what it was, but today, I think we realize where we have come. In the next 30 years, we expect to become a $10 trillion economy, which is only a growth of 3 times. I believe it can be more. We will have a per capita income of about $6,000 and will be considered a middle income country, where China is today. We will have several new businesses and business leaders. We will create new and better models for growth, more sustainable, affordable, inclusive, and an accessible economy. Every industry in India will change in the next 30 years. Automotive industry, healthcare, consumer products, retail, education, everything. I believe that prospects of doing great work in India is significant. India can show the world a better model for development. Clearly, the model of the 20th century has left us with all the problems that we are facing today: inequality, climate change issues, sustainability issues, disparity of incomes, all kinds of problems. So India can actually show the world a better model for development. You can make India a better place to live. Graduates, I'm glad that I was able to participate in this convocation and share my thoughts on how you can leverage your education in the future for the benefit of self, your organization, and the country, India. I wish you all the very best and hope you will all get opportunities to change the world for the better. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gopalakrishnan. I can't see a better way that the students have heard it straight from the person who has made it happen. So it's not theory, it's not reading, but straight from a person who knows it can be done and who's done it. Thank you very much once again. Now we go to the convocation. Does it please the members of the Senate to approve the award of the degrees of the Institute to the candidates who have become eligible to receive them at this convocation?
Yes, please.
Mr. Director, please award the degrees of the Institute to all eligible candidates who may be proposed by the deans and heads of department.
Mr. Registrar, please propose the number of candidates who have become eligible for the award of the various degrees of the Institute at this convocation.
Sir, I propose that 262 candidates be awarded the degrees of the Institute at this convocation. I also propose that 205 candidates be awarded the degrees in person and the remaining candidates be awarded the degrees in absentia.
By the authority vested in me as the Chairman of the Senate and the Director of this Institute, I shall award the degrees to the candidates presented by the Dean and the heads of departments. Dean and heads of departments, please present the candidates who have become eligible for the award of the degrees of the Institute and are receiving them in person. Doctor of Philosophy, Jijomon CM. Master of Science by Research, Bosle Rimon Solomon. Shikha Malik. Argadeep Hazra. Graduates in the Department of Chemistry, Master of Science Chemistry, Akash Singh. Jatin Kapoor.
Manash Pratim Sarma. Mandeep Sharma. Ramraj Kemeria. Rohit R. Rutika Ajay Ramraj. Dalvi Vaishali Deepak. Prince Kumar. Shabana N. Sulekha Kumari Pandit.
Graduates in the Department of Mathematics, Master of Science Mathematics, Amrita KS. C. Arvind. Daksh Yadav. Jahir Khan. Tikmani Kajol Jaykumar. Mayank Pandey. Bisna Mary Eldo. Gaurav Kanpal. Shweta Sharma. Mohammad Shahrukh.
Graduates in the Department of Physics, Master of Science Physics, Ashutosh Kumar, Kapil Kumar Saini, Mayurakshi Dev, Niharika Maji, Pawar Prasad Namdev, Preksha Dhananjayan, Rahul Kumar, Saurabh Kumar Mishra, Harsh Sharma.
Graduates in the Department of Civil Engineering, Master of Technology, Geotechnical Engineering, Abhijit Esnad, Angel Thompson, Anjima CS, Anupriya Singh, Vidyut Rai, Kartika S, V. Logesh Kumar, Shamim Shahjahan, Teres M. Paul, Uday Pratap Singh, Amaravati Bhargav Ram,
Graduates in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Master of Technology, Computing and Mathematics, Adira S. Kirtana A. Matthews George. Rengamani B. Vishnuvardhan Prem Paramben.
Graduates in the Department of Data Science, Master of Technology Data Science, Abhichal Rajput. Abhishek Avasti. Basu Verma. Biswabhushan Satapathy. Maninder Singh. Navjoti Meena. Hoge Pallavi Gajanan. Shri Ganesh Sharma MS. Nartu Chandrasekhar. Vaishak K. Nair. Sneha Mohan.
Graduates in the Department of Electrical Engineering, Master of Technology, Power Electronics and Power Systems, Eldo Varghese. Olela Sai Krishna. Saurav Sen. Sri Damodar Divakar Jeti. Sharma Bhavana Arvind Kumar. Master of Technology, System on Chip Design, Anupurba Mitra. Arjun Olachiri. Ashutosh Patita. Ashwini S. Daniel Elias Varghese. Sapkale Himanshu Mahesh. Kundan Kumar. R. Parnika Murthy. Sandhya K.
Graduates in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Master of Technology, Manufacturing and Materials Engineering, Ashish Tandon. Bharat Krishnan P. Deshpande Mahesh Dattatreya. Jomin Joy. Krishnadas M. Sandeep Kumar. Shashank Shekhar Nayak. Virendra Kumar Dubey. Shamika Pandey. Sarvanan M.
Graduates in the Department of Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Technology Civil Engineering, Vadikar Saurya Balaji, Abhiram Manoj KV, Iddulla Nigila Reddy, Ajay S, Aman Bhargav, Anand Gupta, Anmol Ranwan, Ashwini Ganesh Hivarale, Jaspal Singh, Kasilanga Venkata Maniswaru, Mamidi Palli Sai Nigit, Mohit Kumawat, Prashant Kumar, Putluri Yogida Reddy, Salma Shafiq, Sandeep Echra, Siyala Narendra, Vishnu Vishnoy, Vukandi Vishal Reddy, Hansraj Meena,
Graduates in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Bachelor of Technology, Honours, Computer Science and Engineering, Mohammad Hassan NC. Ashish Kumar Gupta. Bachelor of Technology, Computer Science and Engineering, NVS Vishnukant Reddy. Ali Setti Sai Vamsi. Anish N. Krishnan. Archit Jain. Ashwin Krishna B. Ashwin S. Vijay. Dudu Shrida Hadasa. Himani Jain. Irene Kasmir. Jemunigani Jishnu. Juttu Gajendra Anurag. Koti Nirubam Reddy. Manas Sharma. Ma Reddy Vivekananda Reddy. Kataria Mithul Ramesh Chandra. Pachapagari Gurunath. P.S. Harikrishnan. Permanent Kumar. Paruchiri Pavan Karthik. Pulavarti Vinay Kumar. Rajiv Goyal. Ramakuri Abhishek Bijoy. Sairub Bodepudi. Samir Dhiman. Sannala Mahita. Siddharth Shah. Shubhojit Karmarkar. Subhash S. Sujitra Yechuri. Tausif Iqbal. Vishal Rao. Yogesh R. Yuvraj Raghuvanshi. Aniket Singh Rajput. Parul Sangwan. Chaudhary Sahil Jayant. Vishesh Munjal. Rashwant K.M.
Graduates in the Department of Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Technology Honours, Electrical Engineering, Mareddy Ruchi Wrinkle. Shaurya Verma. Bachelor of Technology Electrical Engineering, Abhishek M.S. Abhishek Meena. Anuj Yadav. Arjun. Ashwin Raj K. Ayush Reghuvamshi. Balaga Vamshi Karthik. Deti Vidyadhar. Devendra Singh. Gokulnath S.J. Gutikonda Harshavardhan Reddy. Harsh Anand. Kadiyam Sai Kiran. Konta Venkata Sai Manisha. Kottam Akshit Kumar Reddy. Kumari Namdev. Madhav Ramesh. Mandala Pavansut Reddy. Mayank Kathare. Nandikanti Sai Chetan. Nenavath Meghna. Nikar Nikam. Priyanka GR. Rami Reddy Sai Nilima. Sneha Lakshmi Jayan. Srihari PS. Sukruda Jayan. Tarush Mehta. Utkarsh Kumar. Veligeti Praneeth. Chandan Srivastava. Pranjal Agarwal. Jeffin Shibu. Kanabar Shujan Divyakant. Yadula Sandeep Kumar Reddy.
Graduates in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Bachelor of Technology Honors Mechanical Engineering, Pritesh Ramya. Bachelor of Technology Mechanical Engineering, Abhijit R. Abin Selby. Abraham Abbey. Amjit A. Shahir. Dilip Kalyani. Divyang Singh. Gregory Paul T. Gugulotu Shiva. Jayant Suresh. Khushbu. Manas Rokala. Nagam Srija. Nagamalla Jayaprakash. P. Nishalini. Peraka Rishikaran. Piyush Gaikwad. Rahul Gigi George. Rajat R. Rekala Sai Bharani Kumar Gaur. G. Sri Hari Prasad. Snehashish Mukherjee. Anup A.
Mr. Dean Academics, please read out the names of the medal winners for the best project among the graduates to this August assembly. May I request the Chairman Board of Governors to kindly give away the prizes to the winners.
The students who executed the best projects in Master of Science, Master of Technology and Bachelor of Technology programs in each department and discipline shall now be awarded the medals for their achievements. Best project in Master of Science Chemistry, Ramraj Kamedia. Best project in Master of Science Mathematics, Gaurav Kandapal. Best project in Master of Science Physics, Harsh Sharma. Best project in Master of Technology Geotechnical Engineering, Karthika S. Best project in Master of Technology in Computing and Mathematics, Matthews George. Best project in Master of Technology Data Science, Sneha Mohan. Best project in Master of Technology Power Electronics and Power Systems, Sri Damodar Divakar Jatti. Best project in Master of Technology System on Chip Design, Ashwini S. Best project in Master of Technology Manufacturing and Materials Engineering, Mahesh Dattatreya Deshpande. Best project in Bachelor of Technology Civil Engineering, Sandeep Achara. Best project in Bachelor of Technology Computer Science and Engineering jointly goes to Tausif Iqbal and Vishal Rao. Best project in Bachelor of Technology Electrical Engineering, Gokul Nath S.J. Best project in Bachelor of Technology Mechanical Engineering jointly goes to Jayant Suresh and Rajat R.
You can go back. Please take a seat. Dean students, please read out the names of the best student medal winners to this August assembly. May I request the chief guest, Sri Chris Gopalakrishnan, and the Chairman Board of Governors to kindly join me in honoring the prize winners. May I further request Sri Chris Gopalakrishnan to kindly give away the prizes to the winners.
The Institute recognizes the scholastic achievements of students who have scored the highest CGPA in their department and disciplines of study. Highest CGPA in Master of Science Chemistry, Mr. Akash Singh. Highest CGPA in Master of Science Mathematics, Ms. Amrita K.S. Highest CGPA in Master of Science Physics, Mr. Harsh Sharma. Highest CGPA in Master of Technology, Geotechnical Engineering, Ms. Anjima CS. Highest CGPA in Master of Technology, Computing and Mathematics, Mr. Matthews George. Highest CGPA in Master of Technology, Power Electronics and Power Systems, Sri Damodar Divakar Jatti. Highest CGPA in Master of Technology, System on Chip Design, Ms. Ashwini S. Highest CGPA in Master of Technology, Manufacturing and Materials Engineering, Mr. Sharavanan M. Highest CGPA in Bachelor of Technology, Civil Engineering, Mr. Abhiram Manoj KV. Highest CGPA in Bachelor of Technology, Computer Science and Engineering, Ms. Parul Sangwan. Highest CGPA in Bachelor of Technology, Electrical Engineering, Mr. Madhav Ramesh. Highest CGPA in Bachelor of Technology, Mechanical Engineering, Mr. Anup A. Highest CGPA in Master of Technology, Data Science is awarded to Mr. Shobrulu Ramprashan in absentia. Now, the presentation of Institute medals. The Institute medals are awarded to one student in each of the three programs, that is Master of Science, Master of Technology, and Bachelor of Technology, for excellence in academics as well as exemplary performance in student administration and extracurricular activities. We are also proud to announce that for the very first time, the Institute medals for Best Student in both the BTech and MTech programs have been won by girl students. And we are sure that this is just the beginning. Institute medal for the best student in Master of Science program goes to Mr. Akash Singh, MSc in Chemistry. Institute medal for the best student in Master of Technology program goes to Ms. Sharma Bhavana Aravind Kumar, MTech in Power Electronics and Power Systems. Institute medal for the best student in Bachelor of Technology program goes to Ms. Parul Sangwan, BTech in Computer Science and Engineering. Thank Thank you.
On behalf of all those assembled here, may I request the Chairman Board of Governors to present a sapling to the Chief Guest. May I further request Sri Chris Gopalakrishnan to plant the sapling. Thank you. On behalf of the IIT Palakkad fraternity, may I request the director to present a sapling to the Chairman Board of Governors. May I further request the Chairman to plant the sapling. Thank you.
Graduates of the year, I charge you that in thought, word and deed, you will ever maintain the purity, dignity and integrity of your profession, an honor of our institute. Graduates of the year, please take the pledge.
We, the graduates of Indian Institute of Technology, Palakkad, on our graduation day today, hereby pledge that we shall always remain honest in our thoughts, deeds, and discharge of duties. We shall always maintain the integrity of our alma mater and uphold the dignity of our profession. We shall utilize our knowledge, skills and experience to the best of our abilities in order to contribute to the progress of our nation and to the service of humanity at large.
I declare the convocation closed.
I request everyone to please stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I request the audience to remain standing till the procession leaves the stage auditorium. Parents may leave the auditorium through the exit on your right side. Invited guests may leave the auditorium through the exit